Karibu sana matters politics and matters governance. Who did what, where, when, why, how. And of course, as usual, we never fail to ask the question, how much more or less is going to be spent and how much more or less is the taxpayer going to incur? Karibu sana. As usual, the comment section is very much open. Feel free to tell us your comments as well as your opinions and suggestions that we could use. But welcome to the KNA family as well as the Channel 7 News TV East Africa family. And I am joined by Mr. Henry Nyamwea, who will help us digest as well as analyze 1 to 3 things that are happening around us in our country, Africa, and the world at large. Now, of course, we know the talk for the past few weeks that is still also ongoing has been the talks about the demolitions as well as the Mavoko demolitions, number one. We've also seen people being evacuated from the different lands that they occupy, Others being given warnings as well as, early warnings to vacate their land. But amidst all that, we've also seen that some of this land has been used to create industrial parks, to host industrial parks, as well as has been used for growth of certain things. Now, today, that is earlier on, we saw the President, William Ruto, that is launching the first ever smartphone assembling plant that is in Machakos at the river. And the plant is actually said to be able to assemble between 1.2 and 1.4 million smartphones a year. Of course, this makes it like one of the biggest plants or the biggest players now when it comes to President Ruto's plan to produce cheap gadgets. And it's not the first time we are hearing Mheshimiwa talk about trying to have local manufacturing for things. So for the first time, Ruto alisema he promised and now he has delivered. Cheap manufacturing. Ebu nieleze kidogo kwa maoni yako unaonaje? Are these the right promises to deliver? Can we give him a clap for delivering this?
Tamara, sometimes it becomes so impossible, later difficult to know what exactly is in the mind of politicians, including the president.
No.
The president as the head of the family, the country, he has promised the Kenyans so many projects, so many projects actually. Of course, it's good. He opens one. The one you are saying, was it today or yesterday?
Today.
Today. So it's good for the country.
No.
But more importantly, we need to create vacancies for our young youths. What we are all after is projects that can create vacancies for our young youths who have gone to school and they have nowhere to join. That's what Kenyans want to hear.
But every time, of course, there is something being set up, a factory being set up like this one. If the aim is to produce between 1.2 and 1.4, to assemble between 1.2 and 1.4 million annually, doesn't that mean that it's actually guaranteed employment for you out here?
That's what we are saying is good. But what I want to tell you is the president has given very many promises, more than a million, as he has been going around every region. Actually, that's what Kenyans want to see. And apart from that, Tamara, instead of such projects, politicians are going around fighting for space. There's something I saw in Eldoret yesterday that politicians are fighting for who will be the next after Ruto. Imagine Ruto has been in office for 1 year.
No.
Alaf, other politicians down here like Murkomen and the others are fighting for the next
2027.
2027.
No.
Even after
or maybe 2032.
Yeah, even after 2027. 2032. The same case happening to Kisii. the same case happening everywhere in this country, meaning that politicians are not really working for the people of Kenya. What they are after actually is hidden. What they are after is fighting for leadership, nothing else. So we want the president to initiate more projects apart from the one initiated today.
No.
Yeah.
So you should continue with the work, most definitely.
Yeah.
And before that, I'd love us to listen in kidogo to William Ruto, and then we'll be back shortly.
The decisions necessary to make Kenya the great country we all want it to be. Without a doubt. Finally, I like the mantra, power mkononi, or that's what this good gentleman told me. It fits perfectly with what we are all trying to achieve. A more empowered digital population with a capacity to explore all opportunities. Asanteni sana. I wish you well. And even to my media guys, my friends, the good people who write many stories about me and all the other stories, and they are very good people because they are creative, they are innovative, in what they do. I think I still see you guys with the iPads. They are a bit old-fashioned. Not iPads, but writing pads. Now, this factory here can make for you digital pads. Ndio muweze kuandika ile story. Digital pads. And muendelee kuandika tu story. This is good. It is okay. It's good for us. That's what society is made of. And you will never hear me complaining about your stories. Write them. Ile ya ukweli tutaendelea kusoma. Ile ambayo iko na maneno imeongezwa kachumbari tutasoma pia. Lakini we will stay focused because we must take the country where we all want it to be. And they are also making a contribution towards keeping us on the straight and narrow. Ile kitu tu mnawauliza kwa sababu sasa tumewatengenezea factory hapa itawapatia digital pads. Hata mimi mnikumbuke wakati mna tangaza dividends kwa mwisho wa mwaka. Hata mimi mtumie kidogo. At least nimewapangia kakitu. Si ndio? So because
if you can listen very carefully the president's speech, actually is attacking the media.
Yeah, most definitely. And okay, let's not say attacking per se.
No, he has gone straight. What the president should know, and this it's good for the president and even to us. Is the head of the state, the head of the country, the president of the republic. The media is the watchdog, is the eye of common mwananchi. We have to, people must run from the media. But when he attacks the media, again, meaning is not comfortable with the media or with what the media is doing. And if, there is no development, Samara, which can be done without the media. There is no development. Even the factory the president has opened today, without the media, people will not know what exactly happened or what exactly is meant for that factory. Yeah.
And okay, most definitely. Okay, myself, from what I heard from the speech, it was more of banter than an attack to the media, but like an indirect warning, about the kind of stories that
it is direct because
the media writes.
If you listen to what he told them, that and those stories, munaendelea kuandika, my friend, aendelea kuandika tu, lakini mimi sina maneno. Na sita, you need that's attacking the media. not even direct. Yeah.
And of course, Ukunje, tumesikia a lot of leaders talk about the media as the fourth estate, you know.
Yeah.
We even had the deputy president address the media
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
Do you feel or do you think the media as the fourth estate is actually doing its gatekeeping work as it's supposed to be in Kenya, even throughout this political tension that is currently
Let me tell you.
happening?
Me, I have not seen where the media has done wrong. Actually, the media, you know, I've said without the media, we cannot know anything. The media is the one that gives information.
No.
It is the one that does research, investigate, and actually educate the public. Yeah. So when you attack the media, even before William Ruto becomes when he was campaigning for the presidency, he was saying that the media is under the government, the former government. How can the same media be against him today? We must give enough room to the media to exercise their role. Yeah.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
And to our esteemed viewers, of course, we've had Ruto akisema. Before we even continue, please, the comment section is very much open. Feel free to give us your comments as well as your suggestions, as well as your opinion on matters that we are discussing right here. Number one, including President Ruto's fulfilled promise out here, despite many people, many Kenyans stating that he's a man full of promises, full of empty promises. We even had the likes of Raila Odinga state the same. But it's clear that the president decided to prove them wrong. Now, during his speech, the Rais talked about taking this country to another level, you know.
Yes.
And he mentioned something about tough times zina require some tough measures, you know. Because according to him, despite no matter what it takes, it's hard, but his aim or his goal to take this country to another level is going to happen, you know. And for example, you know, from time to time we've been talking about giving the president time, or we're talking about the time limit that he has spent in office vis-a-vis what he has done, vis-a-vis how much money he has borrowed, vis-a-vis how much money he has spent, and all that. Also, recently we had a discussion about his expenditure while traveling outside the country, of course, when he decided to slash some money to go into building for the disabled children, you know. And looking at all this, looking at the current tough economic times that we're in, looking at the challenges that we're having as Kenyans in terms of insecurity, in terms of even political instability and all that, you know, can we credit Ruto's ways or Ruto's governance as something that is going to save Kenyans maybe 5-10 years later? Because sometimes you need to learn about sacrificing, you know, sacrifice now, enjoy later.
There is no sacrifice here. What the people want is a revived economy. What the people want, you know, the problem we have in this country, we have a president who doesn't listen to any advice. And actually, I think this is why even his own advisors gets it. Yani our party urahisi kwa kumuelezea because he knows everything. I heard him yesterday when he was in the church, following that sitaacha, alisema sitaacha, hata mkisema sitaacha kuenda ng'ambo. You know, Mr. President, what we are asking for, no matter how many times you go, even more than 1,000 times, but what we want to see is the benefit out of these trips. What are Kenyans achieving from these trips? What are we going to gain from these trips? You see, today he has opened a brand somewhere. This will be a walk of the day, wherever he goes. Let me tell you, and you will be surprised tomorrow. this will be a walk of everywhere, wherever he goes. It will be a walk of the day, like fertilizer.
But credit is credit, depending on whatever you've done.
You know, I'm not criticizing what the president has done.
No.
But what we want, as I've said, is what Kenyans are really gaining or achieving out of these main trips. Let the trips be more than 1,000. But at the end of the day, we want to see what Kenyans will gain or achieve from these trips. Yeah.
And most definitely, I think we're going to try and find comprehensive analysis of what the president has brought to the country, or what benefit or what subtraction has been there since during every presidential visit outside the country.
You know, Tamara, one trip for a president must spend more than $500 million, more than 500,000. Presidential chani yeyote, presidential trip and his delegates, the list haitakuwa chini ya 500,000 times 38. How much is that? How much money is that?
Mr. Nyamwe, nilianguka hesabu, acha nitafute calculator.
I'm telling you the truth, and that is a reality.
Around 1.9 billion.
Billion.
Yes.
Okay. Let the president know at the end of the day, Kenyans really want to know the gains or achievements.
Let me correct myself.
Yeah.
Please don't bash me. I'm terrible at mathematics. 19 million, not 1.9 billion. 19 million.
19 million.
Yes.
That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. Huh? We don't want to spend much, na hatuna kitu tutapata. Unaona? Okay. Another thing is that, you know, political temperature all over the regions, all over the country, is also a clear indication that kitu ambao inaendelea hapa sio sawa. You are seeing what is happening in Kisii, with Kisii. You are seeing what is happening in Kakamega. The same what unaona ile vitu inafanyika Kakamega ndio inafanyika Kisii, ndio inafanyika Meru, ndio inafanyika kwingine. Are we dividing the country for our own benefit? Or what are we really planning? Because in another way around, we are saying we want to unite this country.
No.
We are the same brothers and sisters. And on the other hand, people are fighting for space, for leadership. Hiyo ni mwaka moja tu, Tamara. Mwaka moja.
But people are saying give the man time, you know. He's the man with a vision.
That's what I'm saying. Kwanza kwa Kenya tufanya nini? Tumempea nafasi. But if you see what is happening, all easy regions, Kisii, Kakamega, and wherever, Meru, Central, itakuonyesha kwamba kuna game ya divide and rule. Yeah.
Okay. And of course, do you think that, or would you credit the president for what he's doing so far? And are you up for the phrase, tough times require tough measures? Sacrifice now, enjoy later. You know, sacrifice for your kids if you're a parent. They enjoy the future. Ulipe ushuru sasa, watoto wako wasitoze ushuru baadaye.
Okay, you know, siku njema huonekana asubuhi. Vile rais anatuambia na vile tulianza kutaisia hivyo. You know, watu wanaanza wakiendelea masuli wakipanda kuenda juu. Unanielewa? So, for how long do you want Kenyans to wavumilie?
See, it's a short period.
A short period.
Yes.
Like
sitaki wa Kenya wavumilie.
Like how many years?
That we do not know, but we are being promised better times, better future, better things.
Let me tell you. even if you wait for 5 years coming, according to what I'm seeing, there is no transparency, there is no openness. Kwa ile mambo inaendelea, it will still be the same. I'm telling you. Yeah.
Anyway.
I will remind you in the same platform where we are today. I'm telling you, it will be the same. Yeah.
And most definitely we can move on. Now, we saw KCP as well as KPSEA comments today. And
inaitwa KPCA.
KPCA.
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. KPCA and KCPE comments today. And of course, this is a new era because it's actually marking the end of the 844 system, you know.
Yes.
And if you could kindly explain to some people, you know, that those who don't understand now this new system, how it comes in, as well as now the current operations, its difference between now the previous 844 system and the current incorporation of the CBC system.
Actually, it's high time to move or change from 844 to CPC. We changed from the old system to 844.
No.
And actually, 844 has been with us for a long time. It's a high time to change. And I'm one of the people who support CPC. According to what, according to how the system is, I really support it. Unaona mtoto mdogo anataka kusuna nguo. Anataka kupanda maharagwe. Anataka kupanda kitu yote. Meaning, ako prepared. That mindset, ile mindset ya huyu mtoto imekuwa prepared kwa mambo mengine mbali na kusoma kitabu.
True.
Yeah, so I really support CPC. Yeah.
And most definitely to our candidates, we are wishing them nothing but the best, of course, as they continue with their examinations, of course. And we're looking forward to parents out here finally understanding the importance of CBC. Now, just a question before we move on. Earlier on, when the system was actually introduced in Kenya, we saw parents complain about how tough it is for them to sort of blend in with the CBC system, because number one, of course, it requires a lot from you as a parent, your attention and all that. Number two, the parents said it as a costly form of education, and it was always mostly the negative side of things. Do you feel like parents out here really understand what the CBC curriculum is all about, and what is your experience as a parent, from a parent's perspective, on education vis-a-vis now the previous one?
To me, what I know, nothing can change overnight. Let us keep on while we continue to learn how the system works. Yes, of course, parents complained. It's because the system is new to them. You see, it's new.
No.
And again, huwa ninasema kuhusu kwamba every ministry has cartels. In fact, even the system is not expensive. It's cartels that we have in this system or type of government. Every ministry, if you try to do your research, every ministry has cartels. In this country tuko na cartel. Kitu ikiingia hivi wanaingia ndani. Nao wanafanya hii system yote inakuwa expensive. Kuanzia vitabu, kuanzia nini, unaona? I don't think whether the system is expensive. Ni sisi tunaifanya inakuwa expensive. But for the meantime, that's why.
No. Yeah. Yes, but once again, we're wishing very, 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 very the very best to the candidates who are sitting for the examinations, and also to the parents. I think it's high time.
I'm wishing them the best. I have a daughter who is also sitting for KPCA.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Ako moving to junior high school, right?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Junior secondary.
Junior secondary. Maneno ya kuzoea system ya kusema junior high. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Now, today there was a lot of drama in Kisii. In Kisii County, as the governor, that is Simba Arati, was allegedly locked out of his office. Yes, at the Kisii Stadium, of course. Now, of course, we saw he came out saying that the place was raided by GSU, who wanted to be at his home at night, first of all. Na akawambia that the only way you can do investigations is during the day, you know. And this coming day, of course, we are seeing, number one, his office being raided, reasons being a question mark, you know, because no one has given the reason as to
They
why.
are not clear with
Yes,
what
they're
they
not
are
clear.
doing there.
Yeah, they're not clear on what they're doing that. Number two, I want us to talk on the political tension or the tension between, that is, Sylvanus Osoro as well as Simba Arati. And number three, we've even seen the Azimio La Umoja right now condemning what happened, the GSU being put or being sent to or raiding that is Simba Arati's place. What is currently happening in Kisii?
Let me tell you, Tamara, today as we are speaking, 3 GSU officers have lost their lives. Area Samburu somewhere. Walikanyaga pom wakienda. There has been a problem sababu in this country. Hatujaisuia, hatujaiweza. But our policemen are used kufanya vitu ambaye haieleweki. Sasa unaenda kwa ofisi ya mtu without court summon, without anything, that you are in the government side. That is dictatorial. That's why I told you the political temperatures you are seeing all over the country is a clear indication that the president is not ready to work for the people of Kenya. He wants to divide this country. He wants to use divide and rule tactics, what his father did, or the tactics Musemoi used. Because with what is happening in Kisii is also happening in Kakamega, in Nini Central, in Meru, and other parts. And there can be no development when there is no peace. What development can you expect where people are fighting? From where people are fighting? Hakuna.
Yeah, it has to be very little,
No?
you know.
You see, we have opened today plant fulani hivi. I'm telling you, it will be a work of the day everywhere, wherever we go, any meeting from today. Now tutaacha fadharisha. Hiyo ndio itakuwa. What we want to see is many projects opened, initiated. Yeah.
Okay, and what do you go back?
So with Kisii, that is political, and it is not good to incite one tribe to fight against each other. That's what the president wants to do in Kisii. Yeah.
Okay, just hold that thought there. Before that, let's just listen to Simba Arati, and then we'll be right back.
Though when I came in the morning, there was information that the GSU had been lined up and cordoned off the stadium where I operate from. And indeed, I was being asked not to come. But at Simba, I cannot, I'm the king of this kingdom. I cannot run away from it. I had come to the office this morning to see exactly what is happening. Therefore, when I came in, I found that the police, they had strategically been positioned, the GSU, from all the way the gate to the far end. When I alighted from the vehicle, what I did is that I went ahead with saluted, and I wanted to know what they were doing in the side. Their boss, I think, was in the vehicle. Therefore, I called all of them together just to understand what they are doing. But this is just sheer nonsense. Misuse of GSU to intimidate, because there is no reason completely. The whole week the JSU have been around. I'm told from reliable sources there were wreckage squads after we launched the circle for border in the municipality. And the reasoning, and I want to ask the president, the question is, there's been talking about border. Therefore, we did launch the border circle here in the stadium, 6,000 of them from the municipality. And these people, that's how we want to shape up their life. But it's unfortunate that the police could have not had anything to do with actually raiding my office. It's only they are being misused just to intimidate us. But there is information. They want to look for anything for arrest. Arrest Arati, take him to the cells, let him come out after 1 day, just to satisfy their own ego. I want to tell you the planners of these things. I'm not scared of any cell, any prison. I'll do what I was elected to do. Therefore, I've asked the JSU, I've asked them to leave the study, and I'm happy now. You can see they are leaving. Until if they have anything. And the sorry, they want to come and raid my home. I welcome it. I want to ask you, don't come at night. Come daytime. I'll open for you even my toilet, anything you want for my home. Files, I want to say, any file in my residence is my office. I want to say that. Because I have information, and this information I know is a true information from the people who have given it to me. That indeed, there are those ones who want to satisfy. There is nothing. It's to satisfy their ego.
Yeah, so that was Kisii Governor, that is Simba Arati, giving his statement after he was denied entrance to or entry to his office earlier on in the day, you know. And of course, out here, the question that has been raised even by Azimio was that this is actually a continuous pattern by the Kenya Kwanza administration. That is
to intimidate the governor to support them. But is that what we want? Okay, what is the meaning of raiding the governor's office without evidence, or not evidence, without any someone? Yeah. Have you ever seen where a GSU police officer has taken as accused anybody? They don't deal with the cases. Yeah? They only, ukiwaona mahali wamekuja ku defend vita. Ni vita gani iko Kisii? Why are we creating uhasama mahali haupo? Yeah, ni vita gani iko Kisii? Hakuna vita iko Kisii, and you cannot force somebody to support you. And this is a reality anyway. Let the government know, for now, for this juncture, Kisii cannot support them. It's a free advice. Let them go and do research.
But why so? Well, they're clearly working for the government, despite the fact that they are still in the opposition.
Working
they're still working for the government because they are under the Kenya Kwanza government.
But you know, the government, the president is one. Whether you are in opposition or in the ruling, whatever, or any party, you are under his leadership. He is the head of the state.
No.
Kama anataka kuwaanya wale ambao hawako kwake aseme. Yeah.
And okay, for example, you've actually talked about what is currently happening in different regions in Kenya, you know. And since the end of the elections, that is last year, we have been seeing nothing but campaigns in Kenya, you know, for the next seat. You yourself have also mentioned the fact that 1 year in office. Ruto is 1 year in office, but already people are wondering who his successor is going to be.
Yeah, see, especially from his own backyard. People are now looking at Murukumen or Governor for Bomet.
No.
Imagine this 1 year in office. If we are really fighting for, that's why I told you, people are seriously outside here fighting for political space.
No.
Not for development projects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with what is currently happening, both from the opposition as well as the current government, is it, or do you think it's actually contributing to the number one stalling of growth of these particular regions as well as maendeleo tuseme? Yani hizi siasa wakati huu ambapo siasa zimekwisha, mambo uchaguzi umekwisha, are they contributing towards the slow growth and development of Kenya, the things that Kenyans are complaining about?
Yeah, you see, let me tell you, my sister, this is a developed type of government. We have counts na kuna mgao kwa counts.
No.
Let them leave the counts alone to work for themselves. Huh? Let them leave the governors to do what they are supposed to do on the ground, to work for the people who elected them. Not going round for creating political, yani uhasama wa siasa mwenye ambao huko. Okay, hata yeye mahali yako anajua rati hajakosea kitu yoyote, but how inaonekana aje hapo nje umetuma JSU kwa into the office of the governor because you are the president, you have powers. Let me tell you, leaders come and they go. Nobody stays there forever. Yeah.
But that's why I'm asking, because here you focused on the president, but both sides have actually started campaigning. I've actually been campaigning.
But he's the one who started area. He's the one who started area.
Yes, yeah. But it doesn't scrape the fact that both parties, that is the Kenya Kwanza as well as the Azimio group, have already started.
Yes.
Or have already begun the 2027-2032 campaign.
But as the father of the nation, what are you showing your children when you start campaigning? What do you think they will do? They will follow the same suit.
So Ruto is to blame for grown men, mature men who can think for themselves, campaigning out here.
Because kama hakuna haja ya maendeleo, angeambia watu jamani, let us work for the country. Let us work for the benefit of the people. Yeah? Let us use this time we are wasting to work for the people. But instead is the one who started the campaign earlier. Yeah? What do you think the opposition could do? They are also waiting.
So them following suit.
Yeah.
Now what does that say about the opposition in Kenya?
Okay, like now. Like now, from the last 3 weeks, have you seen where opposition is campaigning? They are the ones, is the president and his brigades are going round, campaigning. Yeah. I'm not against the government, but that's the reality.
But I've seen different places or several locations where even the opposition has been there. And in one or another, Kalonzo has been the talk for the past week and few weeks. People talking about who is going to take over.
It's because of what happened to Mafoko and whatever. When such things happen in a country where people are expecting development, obviously the outcome ni vita ya siasa. Unaona? So that's why we are saying actually what the president says, I don't think is serious. Are you serious?
Why? What makes you say that?
Angekuwa serious yangeruhusu hizi vitu zinaendelea. Tunang'ang'ana kupeleka JSU Kisii. Hakuna vita iko Kisii. Maaskari leo JSU walikufa 3. Wengine wako hospitali. Wametegewa bomu na alisababu in Kenya. Ile shule si eti ni Somalia, kwanza ndani ya Kenya. Unanielewa? What have we done as a country or a government to stop alisababu completely? Nothing. Instead ni maaskari tunakimbiza kukimbia mahali mikutano iko, kukimbiza Kisii, kukimbiza wapi, kesho utasikia wengine wameenda Kakamega, wengine ndio wanakuwa prepared kwenda Haiti.
Now, let me just ask you a question.
Yeah.
Could you kindly name for me at least 3 or 4 people who are in the Kenya Kwanza government but are holding political seats in Kenya?
In the Kenya Kwanza
Yes,
government?
yes. No, from the Azimio coalition who currently have positions of power in Kenya.
In fact, the people I can mention, not that they have positions in UDA, they are already elected as MPs, but they decided to join UDA for their own benefit, not the benefit of the people who elected them from their constituencies. You see, those are the people I can mention. I don't see any other person from Azimio who has been nominated or given any slot in the government.
But of course, we know there are members of opposition who are working with the government, right? Of course, right? I'm trying to
what
make
they
a
are
point,
saying. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Through what they are saying, I'm not signing you, my sister. According to what they are saying, but actually, give an example where anything that's according to what they are saying. But if you go to the real issues on the ground, nothing is there. Yeah.
But you can, when you say that, you cannot discredit the current government 100% because we've seen it working. You yourself have been praising Moses Kuria for the kind of work that he's doing in Kenya.
Yes, Moses Kuria is for UDA, not.
Yes, Jakarta, yes, but he is working with the system, right? You yourself have praised who else? Kithure Kindiki for what he's doing in the ministry.
The governor for Tarakaniti.
You yourself have talked about the likes of even Simba Arati.
You know, my sister, we are not here to oppose.
Yes.
Yeah. We have to give credit. We have to give credit
where it's due.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And I asked you a question, which now I'm trying to get like the clear answer to it. The opposition is currently trying to campaign for 2027. The current government is also trying to campaign for 2027 and 2032, right? It's political wrangles all over the country, in every single region. From the western region, we've seen the likes of from when the president visited Siaya. We've seen the likes of when what happened when Mheshimiwa Raila visited Turkana region. We've also seen what happened this weekend. We've seen what is happening in the churches every single weekend. It's all about tutafanya hivi. The opposition said if you are in power, would have already done all these things. Would have already done this and this. It's all promises about 2027, what is happening. Now, with the current tension that is happening, is it stalling the progress of Kenya, and how can we regain sanity in Kenya so that we can see development?
It is a clear indication that the president is focused on 2027.
But I mentioned
is busy creating traps and creating more yani watu wengi wale wakuja kumsaidia katika kampeni.
What about the opposition?
No, what can opposition do? Because they are not in the government.
But they are very powerful as well.
But
they're supposed to keep the government in check.
Yeah, they are still keeping the government in check. Yeah, they are keeping the government, and again, the only problem is, as a father of the family, huwezi nunulia mtoto nguo alafu unakuja unasema ona, siniwaambia nitanunua nguo, nimenunua. Just keep we nyamanza, endelea kufanya kazi, watu wenyewe wakuone. Let me tell you, anywhere in the whole world, ukiona mtu yeyote, hata awe bwana yako awe nani, mtorokee kabisa. Akianza kukusema, si unakumbuka nilikununulia nguo, si unakumbuka nilifanya hivi. We don't do that. What a president is supposed to do, let him continue initiating projects throughout the country. Let him continue working for the people he promised to bottom up. Is there, hakuna mtu anapeana evidence. Is the only president? is the father of the nation. Why does he need evidence? Let him work for the people. If he is capable of working for the people, let him continue working for the people. And again, I think, I don't know what I've commented about these trips outside. You know, it doesn't matter how many times he goes out.
No.
But what we want to see is the benefit out of our achievement, out of those trips. Let him go out even 1,000 times. But we want to know, to see the benefit or achievement out of those trips. Only that. So you don't need to come and tell Kenyans, you see, this is what I've done. You see, I will do this. No. You just, as you have been going around promising them, just start continuing. Start working. Stop talking much. Wanaongea hawafanyi. Yeah.
Anyway, to our viewers, that is how we're going to end the Q&A table today. Of course, these discussions are never ending, and I'm seeing you guys on the comment section. Keep on sharing your opinions as well as your reactions on what is currently happening in Kenya. And the question that I'm leaving you with right here from the Q&A table is the same question I've been posing to Mr. Henry Nyamoya. We have the opposition, we have the current government. Both are going around still trying to find a seat for 2027, to find a seat for 2032. Yani, it's campaign mode in Kenya. The campaign mode is still on and very, very much active. Is this campaign mode by both the opposition and the current government contributing to, number one, the stalling of projects in Kenya, number two, the growth of Kenya, and number three, the ailing of the economy in Kenya? Please tell us in the comment section below. And of course, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to see you, of course, in the next Q&A table. And be sure to also check out Ask Siasa, as well as the other amazing programs that we have on Kenya News Alerts TV, as well as our brother channel, that is Channel 7 TV East Africa. Good morning, good afternoon.